Let's begin by extending the default NextJS document. This custom document can augment our server-side rendering with packages like styled components. It also gives us a spot to insert our custom analytics script later in the render method. The getInitialProps method is critical for server-side rendering, as it's the first step in the rendering process and it collects the styles before the page is rendered. In the getInitialProps method, we're creating an instance of server style sheet from styled components to collect any styles our components may use. We're then intercepting NextJS's renderPage function to wrap the application component with our style sheet collector function. After that, we can collect the style tags and send them along with the initial props for the server-side rendered markup. Don't forget to seal the style sheet to avoid memory leaks. In the render method of our custom document, we return the basic HTML structure of our Next.js application. Here, we have our HTML, head, and body tags, which are standard. But this is also the place where we'd typically insert our custom analytics tracking script. Stay tuned, we'll cover that part in a moment. Next, we'll dive into the custom_app.js component, which is where we'll include our client-side analytics logic. By using a React effect, we can hook into client-side route changes and trigger custom analytics events. This effect will only run once when our application mounts. Inside the effect, we define a function that handles route changes by sending custom analytics data. We're sending an object with the event type, which is pageview here, and the URL of the new page. We then subscribe to the Next.js router's route change complete event, so our handler is called every time a route change is complete. This effect also cleans up after itself by removing the event listener when the component unmounts. Let's look at the send analytics data function. This function is responsible for making an HTTP request to your analytics service. You'll need to replace the placeholder URL with the actual endpoint provided by your analytics tool. The function uses the Fetch API to post the analytics data to the server in JSON format. We're setting the appropriate content type header as application, JSON, and stringifying the data object. After sending the data, present two possible outcomes using the promise-based nature of the Fetch API. If the request is successful, we log the success response to the console. On the other hand, if there's an error, we catch that error and log it too. This helps us debug any issues that may arise with our analytics integration.